Welcome to live chat number 70, the first of the new season. Good to see you. Welcome on down. We did a preamble on Saturday, just to let you know this was going to be happening again, starting up again, and here we are. So thank you very much. If you're just coming in on the live chat, come on in. Brooksy's Bass Corner. Here we go. Every Tuesday evening from 8 o'clock UK time. You're very welcome. We're talking all things bass guitars, bass amplifiers, effects, accessories, great bass players. You want to talk any theory, anything to do with bass, this is the place for you. So you're very welcome. It's good to see you. We did, as I just mentioned, we did a short sort of preamble live chat on Saturday, which was just a bit of a reconnect, get to see some of the old faces, and to let you all know that these live chats were starting up again. Now, I have several confessions to make. So on Saturday, I announced that we're going to be doing live chats via the StreamYard platform, and we're going to be opening up a whole load of new features to you fabulous people in YouTube land when we're doing the live chat. So you can come and get involved. You can come onto camera. We can go live and talk to you if we want to have a conversation. If there's 3 or 4 of us discussing a bass topic, I can send you an invite, and kind of like a Zoom call, I guess, but via StreamYard. You don't need to have StreamYard. You just need to click on the link and have a webcam going, and Bob's your uncle. You're on the live chat. But, and it's a big but. So I've spent the past couple of days trying to get all of that happening. So the StreamYard part of it is okay. That was fine. The technical part is the equipment. So in theory, it was a very simple concept. So nice new camera, fabulous Shure SM7B microphone via an audio interface, run a bass into the same interface. So basically you can hear if I'm playing rather than coming through a cabinet on the microphone here on the phone. So you'd get the nice sound from the microphone, nice sound from the bass, lovely visuals on the camera, all the new features. Be wonderful. And I've spent the best part of 3.5 days trying to tie all that together, only to find out I was faced with a slight dilemma. So either the live chat was only going to last 1 hour, and for those of you that are regulars here on Brooksy's Bass Corner, you know the live chats can sometimes turn into a slight marathon. I think our record is 5.25 hours on one live chat. But generally they don't last an hour. They go for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. And the problem is the new camera I bought from Canon, an R50, sold as a vlogger's camera, a content creator's camera, a streaming camera. What they don't tell you is that on the hardware of the camera body, there are only 2 connections, a USB-C and an HDMI port. Now, the problem is, in order to connect your camera to your PC or your Mac or your laptop, in order to do the visuals, you have to connect it via this USB-C connection to your hardware. That's great and very admirable. However, in order to power the camera for more than 1 hour, you have to connect it to a charger via the USB-C port. Here's the problem. You can't have both. So you can't be connected to your PC, Mac or laptop and have the charger in. So it would mean I'd have to run on one battery for the live chat until it ran out, which would be 1 hour. As soon as the camera dies with no power, that's the end of the live chat. I can't open the stream back up and put another battery in. So I only discovered this at about 12 o'clock today. So the workaround for it is either you have an HDMI adapter and a card, and it's like £100 for the adapter and more for the card, and it just didn't make any sense, didn't compute in my brain. So what I have to do is basically, which I've now ordered, which will be arriving early tomorrow morning. It's called a dummy battery. So basically you put this battery in instead of your regular battery, and there's a small gap in the body of the camera, and it runs a cable out, which then goes to an adapter which you plug into the wall. That's how you do it, which means the USB-C connection is then fine for you to connect to your PC, Mac or laptop. But I didn't discover any of this till this afternoon, on the assumption that Canon had sold that camera and the package and the vlogger's kit. I thought, well, surely if it's sold as a streaming camera, they would have thought about these things, but clearly not. So anyone looking at Canon cameras in order to use them for content creation or live streaming or anything else, make sure you check that either it comes with the bits and bobs that allow you to charge it while you're streaming, or that there are enough connections, because obviously people could be watching this live chat years down the line and the hardware's moved on. But as of now, in July 2024, the camera that I only bought in November didn't allow that. So I've not only had to buy extra bits and pieces to facilitate this, it wasn't designed to be able to be used in that way. Sure, you can do a live chat up to 60 minutes, but after that, you're knackered. So there we go. So the whole concept of trying to do StreamYard and nice camera and nice vocal mic and bass through an audio interface, that is going to happen. It very nearly came to fruition this afternoon, doing it all via my laptop instead of my my PC. However, StreamYard advises that all streaming activities are done on a wired device, not via Wi-Fi. So that became very prevalent this afternoon. I was trying to do some dry runs using the camera here on my laptop and using the nice vocal mic via the audio interface and the bass, and we had it all working in headphones. Sounded amazing. Once I started broadcasting, I think I'm going to need to do some more testing tomorrow once this adapter comes. There are some sound settings that I wasn't aware of, and what was happening was what was being seen on YouTube was like hyper distorting, and no amount of gain trimming or level trimming was solving it. Now there are some sampling rate settings that I can change. I will do my best over the next 7 days when we get round to live chat 71 next Tuesday to have all of these gremlins ironed out. Should have had it done ages ago, but I've just been so busy with content creating that trying to get down to these nuts and bolts has been a little trying. But anyway, the intention is there, and I had a good go at it today, but it just wasn't going to happen. So as I say, this dummy battery is arriving tomorrow. So as from tomorrow, all of this can run via my wired Ethernet cable wired PC. So next Tuesday, it'll be StreamYard-tastic, okay? So what have we been up to? For those people who've not attended a live chat here on Brooksy's Bass Corner before, you're very welcome. It's good to see you. So the way this works, there's a live chat window on the right-hand side of the screen where you're looking at the video now. Put your comments in the chat section at the bottom, press return, your messages pop up on here, and then I can respond to them. If you're wondering why we're in the vertical 9:16 format here, it's the way that YouTube wants live chats to be going forward. I can still do horizontal 16:9 live chats, but for the time being they want everything vertically, so the YouTube algorithm can take segments out of your video and use it on YouTube Shorts. Not quite understanding the thinking of that, but it's the way they want it to go. So for the moment, for the current time, we're going to be in 9:16 ratio. So here on the channel, you'll have seen some, well, since I last saw you, which was just before Christmas, second or third week in December, I think. So obviously we were here on Saturday having a bit of a preamble before tonight. So on the channel, you will know that the bass string experiment series is now complete, done. The complete journey video is available for you to watch. All 73 shows done with one set of strings on one bass. That's there for you to enjoy if you wish to have a look at it. There are a bunch of Anaconda demos and one review of 4 basses. The rest of the Anaconda reviews will be appearing very shortly. There are demos and reviews. I'm thinking the Fender FSR 70s Precision is done. The Lakeland 4464, the demo is there, but the review isn't. So that will be coming your way very shortly. There's a bunch of new pedal videos. So there's this series that I've called Straight Out of the Box, where basically I buy a pedal, it arrives, we get it out of the box, we see what you get, plug it in, quick test, demo. Is it good? Is it not? That's the way those videos work. They're not quite demo videos, they're not quite review videos, they're kind of a mix of the two. So basically it's as I say, the pedal comes through the door from the courier or the postman. I open the box. I can show you exactly what you're going to get if you buy that pedal. And there's 3 of those already. So there's a Boss Dimension C chorus pedal. There's the Digitech drop pedal, which I've been using for about 5 years, and the Aguilar filter twin envelope filter pedal. So those 3 videos are there for you to watch. I'm trying to think what else there is. There's been all sorts of content since December. So if you haven't tuned in here on the channel, there is new content there to watch. There's a load more coming your way. I've been filming rampantly for the past about 5.5 weeks. So there will be stuff appearing tomorrow. There's some more shorts coming up. There's some interviews, some old vintage interviews from my time with Bass Guitar magazine. And yeah, and now we're back into the live chats every Tuesday from now through till I think it's December the 17th. Apart from one, which I think is the week before December the 17th, because I've got a gig on December the 10th. So we've moved that one to the Wednesday, which is the 11th. But other than that, live chats are back. It's good to see you. Let's get into the live chat, see who we've got on here. So we've got Keith Doherty. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see the live chats back. Thank you very much. I've had loads of feedback from people going, when are you doing the live chats again? And that was in February. I needed a rest. You guys probably needed a rest from me. I had loads of content I wanted to do, and at the time the live chats were taking a little too much time. They were kind of encroaching on the video creation stuff, so I could be working really hard on a video and then have to stop in order to do the live chat. But thankfully the life work YouTube mix is a little better at the moment, so that's why we've got the live chats back up and running. Visog, good to see you. Oh, you're back. Yes, I'm back. And in fine fettle. Trenton Johnson, good to see you. Are you from the Camp Rock movie? No, I'm not, Trenton. Not at all. Steffi, hi everyone. Feels great to be back. Good to see you, Steffi. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. So if you've got any questions about basses, amps, effect pedals, bass accessories, great bass players, bands with great bass players in, you want to talk about any great albums, great bass players on them, feel free. That's what we're here for. Generally, one of these live chats lasts, well, it can last anything between an hour and 5 hours. It entirely revolves around the questions and you guys getting involved and firing your questions at me. If I can help with any advice, if you've got bass gear that's playing up, if it's giving you some grief, if I can help, or if I've experienced it myself and I've solved it in the past, that's what I'm here for. If I can impart any of my knowledge and wisdom, that's what we're here for. That's what Brooksy's Bass Corner is all about. So we've had great success on this channel over the years. And actually at the end of this month, I say years, yeah. At the end of this month, this channel will have been going for 4 years. I don't really know where the time has gone. It has, and there's over 500 videos, I think, now on the channel. So thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the new subscribers since I saw you in December. And there's been a lot of those. I can't do it without you. So the new subscribers, you're very welcome. Good to see you. Come on in. No, we're up to date with all the messages there. So I'm getting used to some new glasses here. It's I've got varifocals and everything's kind of a bit wishy-washy between the two halves, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So in the description box below, you'll find the usual social media links. They're all there. The affiliate sales links. So we've still got Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music, and Andertons. The way that works, if you are looking to buy some bass gear or some accessories, some strings, straps, leads, cases, effect pedals, amps, or even a bass, if you're thinking of buying any of those products from one of those retailers, you can use Brooksy's Bass Corner specific affiliate links, which are in the description box below. Obviously, I don't get all that money. If you buy £1,000 bass, I don't get £1,000. The way it works is I get a very small affiliate commission, and all of that goes towards keeping the channel going. And then also in the description box, you will find merchandise links for the channel, which is what this t-shirt is all about. Trenton, I'm guessing you're thinking, what the hell is from Camp Rock? No, I don't even know what Camp Rock is. I'm guessing it's a film that I haven't seen. But yes, the merchandise links are in the description box below. So you'll find two links there for the merch. So if it's confusing you and you think, why are there two? So there's a Europe and UK store, and then there's a worldwide store, which covers the US, Asia, Australasia, Africa, the Americas. So that's with a company called Spreadshirt, and all the merch, there's I think about 150 odd items, and we've got about 15 designs spread across all the items. Check it out. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's hats, hoodies, loungewear, just 1,000,001 items. So feel free to check it out via those links. Kev, hi Mike, what did you think of Glastonbury this year? It was a mixed bag. There was potential I was going to be there with Uncle Funk, but unfortunately we had another booking slap bang in the middle of that weekend, so it wasn't going to happen for us this year, sadly. What did I think? I thought Dua Lipa was very good, but a little... I'm kind of sort of caught between the two, because I thought her material's great. I'm not sure how much of it was being mimed vocally. And there was a lot of overproduction for me. It didn't feel like it was a gig for the people at Glastonbury. It felt like it was a bit more like a performance for TV. But that might just be the way I saw it, in my opinion. Coldplay I'm not really a fan of. Never have been, sadly. And I didn't see their performance because I was out on a gig. Shania Twain, I had high hopes for. But the Lyme's disease that she got from the tick that kind of destroyed her voice, you can hear that's had some serious damage, and she caught COVID, I think, as well, which affected her vocal cords. So yeah, I wanted to see what she was like live, because I've seen lots of clips online. Whenever she's singing the big hits, it seemed like she was miming, and then her voice would come in later in the song when she was sort of freewheeling, you know, and improvising. And I have to say, the first half of her performance, she was struggling, or it sounded to me like she was. And then she kind of pulled it together for the second half of her set. Let me think, who else did I see? I didn't really spend a lot of time watching it because I was quite busy over that weekend. Let me think, who else did I catch? Trying to think, you caught me on the hop, Kev, sorry. Yeah, I did see some bits in passing. I had a look on the Friday night at some bits and bobs, and then I was kind of out for most of the Saturday, and then on Sunday the football was on and I was doing video stuff, so I didn't really catch a lot of it. But general perception of Glastonbury this year, it was very pop, very current. Some people would prefer that rather than lots of old-timer bands, but I don't know, it didn't feel like it was a particularly good mix. But I think Glastonbury kind of struggled to get seriously big hitters this year, because I remember reading just before Christmas and around winter time, and I might have said it on one of the last live chats before we sort of stopped for Christmas, there were lots of reports that festivals, certainly here in the UK, we're struggling to get big name, big ticket bands and artists, because a lot of them were asking for too much money, still trying to recoup their losses from the time we were out in COVID. But also a lot of them wanted to do their own tours and their own shows so that they could reap the benefits of selling their own merchandise. So if you're doing a festival show, you might be able to sell some merchandise, but it won't be all yours. And I think since we came out of COVID, lots of acts have done festivals and then felt the pinch where they don't get the merchandise sales on the back of it. So that's a possible reason why Glastonbury got hit a bit, but I've seen it on some of the festivals I've done with Uncle Funk this year, and just generally looking around social media at the acts that are doing some of the festivals. I think there aren't a lot of the big hitters, and I think some of them maybe are having a bit of a recharge period, because some of them have worked seriously hard since they've come out of COVID. So that could well have had a factor. I mean, Glastonbury is such a big pull. I didn't believe it to begin with, and then when you saw the actual lineup, it was like, oh, okay, it's not full of big hitters. But then I guess, how many times can you have the Foo Fighters? They had Coldplay headlining for the 5th time. Yeah, actually, so one of the things I did see was Sugar Babes. I thought their band were great. Not totally sold on their singing, but the band were seriously hot, very good. What did you think, Kev? Any standout acts for you? Anything particularly float your boat? Let me know. Anyone else who's watching the live chat, what were your thoughts of Glastonbury? It does kind of get my goat that the BBC keep peddling it. So just before this live chat, I was sort of eating my dinner and what have you. I had the BBC on, and again, I must have seen like 3 adverts for them peddling their iPlayer Glastonbury footage. It's like, I don't need to keep being told that iPlayer has got Glastonbury footage on. Every time you log on to the BBC news site, something pops up to say Glastonbury's on iPlayer. I know. Don't need to keep being told. But there we go. So hopefully maybe next year might be a little more full on. I don't know. There's potential Uncle Funk might be there. We'll see. I don't think we've got anything booked in at the moment for that weekend. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. So what's everyone been buying? Anyone got any new gear, any new basses, new pedals? It is Christmas. Last time we all kind of chatted. So let me know what you've all been buying. What's hot and what isn't. Kev, yes, the girl band, The Last Dinner. Last Dinner Party were great. Yeah, I heard about them. I haven't watched their clip back on iPlayer. Worth checking out. I'll have a look when I get 5 minutes. Yeah, let me know. If there are any other gems that I missed. Because that's the thing, Glastonbury is so all-engrossing. I mean, when you look at the lineup and you see who's playing at what stage, it's huge. It is so huge, and you miss so much of it. Stuart Milne, good to see you. What did you think of Norman Cook on bass? Well, there we are. Well, anyone that knows me, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned it a hell of a lot on the live chats, but I used to follow a band called Freak Power so it would have been from about 94 up until about 97. And before Freak Power, there was a band called Micro Groove, which Ashley Slater, trombone player, frontman for Freak Power, was in. Micro Groove were really great, really good London band, big horn section, very funky, seriously good. And then he hooked up with Norman Cook. So this is pre Fatboy Slim days. And they put together this band called Freak Power, which had loads of great session players in it. Bass player was Dale Davis, who became Amy Winehouse's bass player. Dale is seriously good. Evening, Dale, if you're watching. I interviewed Dale for Bass Guitar magazine nearly 10 years ago, I think. and we often say hi on social media. And Freak Power were amazing. I saw them live, I think 2 or 3 times, and then their debut album, Drive Through Booty, came out. So this is just prior to them having the big hit, Turn On Tuning Cop Out. But before that, they did a single called, oh, I'd need to get them a CD singles over there. Trying to remember what the name of the track was. They had a single out in like the October, and I saw it on TV. Saw the video of it on TV, and it was amazing. I was like, wow, got to find out where that band's playing. Lo and behold, they were doing loads of gigs around London. So they were doing Borderline, and they were doing support shows with the likes of Mother Earth, and I think they did a couple of support shows with Jamiroquai. So it might have been Jamiroquai, Mother Earth, and them. And there were some other shows they were doing, and they were great. I kept seeing them. I was like, whoa, love this band. Then they had the big hit, which was used in a Levi's ad. So that would have been start of 95. And again, kept seeing them do the gigs, and went to Jazz Cafe, and then saw them at the Astoria. And it was like, oh, they're just great. And then they kind of disappeared for about a year, and then came back with a second album, which was good, but for me, it wasn't quite as good as Drive Through Booty, and some of the band had changed. And I think they kind of pedaled that as far as they could into sort of 97, by which time then Norman Cook kind of dropped off of it and became Fatboy Slim. But seeing Norman on bass, I mean, it was great. Great. I'm not a House Martins fan. I was never a Beautiful South fan. And I'm not a particular fan of Paul Heaton, but, you know, nice to see Norman Cook playing some bass. Oh, Mum's on. Mum's watching and listening. Hello, Mum. George Iliadis, all the way from Australia. Good to see you, George. Good morning from the Gold Coast. Stacey's on. She's retracted a message and then put another one. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for helping me this afternoon with the StreamYard stuff. We didn't get there. We tried. But there are some sound settings I need to adjust, possibly. So this is to you, Stacey, of course. So when that adapter comes tomorrow, some point over the next couple of days, we'll do another test run and see how we get on. I've got a Chihuahua here. Hello. Are you coming to say hello to the crowd? Come on in. Oh, come and say hello to the world. There we are. Charlie Chi. There you go. Are you saying hello to, aren't you handsome? There we are. Yes, he's missing a leg. Don't worry, he has a fabulous life. There. Are you saying hello to the masses? Your Nan's on there, by the way. You say hello, Nan. Yeah. That's it. Your dinner's outside. Why don't you go and have some? Good boy. There we are. Come and sit in your bed. Bed's just there, though. Yeah. Here we are. Let's see who we've got. We've got quite a few people logged in as well. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Brooksy's Bass Corner. First live chat of the new season. This is live chat number 70. We're going to be going all the way through every Tuesday through till December the 17th. So feel free to drop in on Tuesday evenings from 8 o'clock here in the UK. You're very much welcome. And if you're watching the live chats after the event, so when this gets uploaded, it takes about 10 to 12 hours. So if you're watching this after the event, you can still get involved in the conversation as well. Just leave comments in the comments section and I'll reply to them as soon as I see them. Obviously, the live chat will be closed, but you can talk to me via the comments. So that's all good. Let's see, anything else there? No, I'm up to date with the messages. So, yeah. So what's everyone been up to? If we've got any of the regulars, let us know what you've been up to. Any bass adventures? Anyone joined any new bands? Anyone out doing festivals this summer? Any new purchases? That's what we want to know about. Hopefully our friend from the US will appear soon with his ever-growing effect pedal collection. Yeah, we're sorry. I've got here my laptop, so I'm seeing everything to do with this live chat, and I'm able to see all the stream settings and analytics. So, Charlie, darling, you got to just settle there. Just bear with me a moment, gang. Right, there's your bed. Plonk yourself in it. There we are. Right, thank you. Very good. I can't do a live chat with a dog yapping throughout. Mum, Barry loves the t-shirt. Oh, very good. Yes. Not a new one. These are available in the merch store. They've been there, oh goodness, I think for about 18 months. Lefty bassist, David Gill, good to see you. Welcome. Just finished your practice and now you're tuning in. Fabulous. Good to see you. Any joy with the compression pedals? David contacted me a few weeks ago, wanted some advice about compressor pedals and are they worth it? Which ones to look at? Was it worth getting one? And we had a bit of a conversation online about them. Good to see you. Good to see you. So obviously, you can't see because we're in the vertical format. So I've got a bass here and I've got an SWR Super Redhead combo. So I can be doing some demos, doing a bit of playing. Got Betsy here, of course, from the Bass Centre here in the UK. Guy Pratt's signature model. So as I said earlier, the idea was that we'd be running through StreamYard tonight, which would allow me to use my new camera, use the Shure SM7B microphone, have the bass running through an audio interface, and you would get an audio visual extravaganza. Unfortunately, it didn't work, as we found out at about midday today, because the way Canon had designed the camera that I've bought, the R50, which is sold as a vlogger, content creator and streaming camera, they didn't put two USB connections on. So unless you want to stream for just 1 hour, you can't get around it based on what they put in the box. You actually end up having to buy a dummy battery that allows you to plug into a wall PowerPoint and then connect the camera to your PC, laptop or Mac. So thank you, Canon. That did not go down well today, but we thought we were going to be able to run it all through StreamYard tonight, but it unfortunately didn't happen. So in time for next week, and this little gadget arrives tomorrow, next week we will be on StreamYard, which will allow you fine people in YouTube land to come and get involved more in the live chats. You'll be able to come online. We'll be able to see you if you're on camera, and there'll be some other things. And StreamYard's a great piece of software, very good. Been wanting to take that plunge for a while, but finally can do it. So as of next week, the live chats will be coming to you courtesy of StreamYard. So look out for it. It's going to be good. David Gill, decided to stick with my board as is. Boss GEB7EQ, very good. Got one here. MXR Chorus, excellent. And the Phase 95. All good choices, man. All good choices. The only thing I think you're missing on there is an Octave pedal. I'm going to be doing a video about Octave pedals very shortly. I've started scripting it out. And I really think any bass player can get a lot of mileage by having an Octave pedal on there. Not just for low stuff, but actually just giving you, when you're playing a high part, even if it's on the record, it just gives your bass tone a whole lot more body and definition in a band mix. Sometimes you can play high up, and depending on your bass, your strings, the EQ, your amp, you can get a bit lost, but you kick an Octave pedal in and suddenly it's like, whoa, okay. A lot more body, a lot more definition and volume in that mix. So you're not kind of hidden. Anyway, look, I can plug this in, so just do that. So anyone that doesn't know what the Betsy bass is, pick teeth in. Anyone that doesn't know what the Betsy bass is, this is a copy based on Guy Pratt's 1964 Jazz that he bought from John Entwistle, finished in Burgundy Mist. But because of the age of it and the notoriety, Guy's kind of become a little reticent to take it out the door, quite rightly so. And he asked the Bass Centre, who we've been friends with for many, many years and uses elite strings, of course, would they build him a copy? So basically, that's what the Betsy is all about. So it's as close a copy as you can get without spending stupid amounts of money at the Fender custom shop. So basswood body, They did try Alder and found the basswood was lighter, and actually tonally no difference. From the horse's mouth, there was no difference. They couldn't hear any difference. Ebony fingerboard, EMG active pickups, but it's not an active circuit, it's a passive circuit, so it's still 2 volumes and a passive tone, but active pickups for more punch, more clarity, more power. The hardware is from the factory where it's made, which this one is Korea. This is a 2019 model. I don't know about the current ones. They could still be from Korea, might be from China. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Barry at the bass center for a couple of months, and it's just a great bass. There are reviews and demos on the channel. Anyone that wants to check those out. Let's see. Where are we? There we go. I haven't tuned it for a while, but bear with me a moment. So I'm running it through the tuner in this rack space on the combo. Whoa, hello. Well out. Okay. Both pickups, full tone. Had this bass out a couple of weeks ago for an Oasis tribute gig at a festival up in Warwickshire. It was great, I have to say. I don't spend enough time playing it. I use other things for Uncle Funk, and obviously I use Precisions for Queen tributes, but this came out for the Oasis gig and it was monstrous. David, do you think an Octave would fit well with mostly jazz and gypsy jazz tunes? Well, it'll certainly give you, if you're playing anything up above the 7th fret, it's going to give you bass tone, more definition, more guts, more body. Maybe you don't want that. But depending on the pedal you go for, if you chose to get an Octave, there are so many different Octave pedals and they all sound slightly different. Depending on the controls and the options on there, that will make a big difference as to what your tone is going to be like. So there's no harm in trying a couple. It might not be for you, but if you do anything that's up, certainly above the 12th fret, I haven't got an Octave pedal to hand, or have I? No, I'd have to set up the adapter. I'll do that next week for you. I'll do some Octave pedals for you next week. Give them a go. You might find, if you've not used one before, it can be life-changing in terms of your bass playing. Because when I first got one, which would have been 2001, I was sold hook, line and sinker, EBS grey label, which is over there, and it basically sat in my gig case for the best part of 14 years, and it's just a really great pedal. Just gave me definition. When I was playing in a 3 and 4 piece covers band, if there was anything where there was a little bass fill high up, or something needed punctuating, that pedal just ran the bass signal home, especially in a band mix. Quite a noisy drummer, which was fine. It just made the bass line really stand out. You don't leave it on all the time, but it would just accent a part. Kev, Mike, did you ever get the Jive bass up and running? I did. It's here. And I've started doing preliminary filming for the Fretless Odyssey. It's coming. It is coming. I did get it up and running, but my excursion into Fretless has been delayed, just with the amount of content I need to get up to get this channel seriously firing. But it's coming. I've got the episodes plotted out, and I've kind of got the if you like, the basic sections I want to do in each video. So now I've got to write the script and get filming and get down with it, get cracking on it. It'll come. It's coming. It's on my list of priorities. Haven't had this on the bench for a while. The intonation might be out a little. Might be. It's all good. Interview Tony Franklin for Fretless. Hey, now there's an idea. Good one. I will make contact with him and see if he'd be up for doing something. I will, David Gill. I will do that. One thing I've noticed about this bass, just been playing it past couple of days, it almost has a very slight, subtle, kind of chorusy effect. It's got rotor sounds on it, but it's got that piano tone. Don't always get that on a jazz. I'm guessing the EMGs and the ebony fingerboard are punctuating that. Yeah, it's a great bass for the money. £650 if you're here in the UK, and less than that if you're overseas, because you don't have to pay the VAT on it. I haven't got any effect pedal on this. It sounds so chorusy. Where am I here? Very cool. Yeah, so here we are. Live Chat 70 back on Brooksy's Bass Corner. Tuesday nights from 8 o'clock here in the UK. Going all the way through till the middle of December. So anytime you wish to come on board, get involved, feel free. That's what we're all about. Like I say, from next week's live chat, we will have StreamYard. We'll be running on the StreamYard platform. And it will just allow me to bring more into the live chat experience for you guys. So it promises to be a whole lot different to how, well, as we do these live chats like now, there's going to be a whole lot more stuff going on. So visually, I can get you guys involved more. I think I can actually share pictures and stuff on there as well, and I can refer to video clips so we can be discussing bass clips, which is great. Stuart Milne, Compressors, they've always confused me on what they do, and if us bassists really need them, if we're not primarily using a slap style, what's your thoughts? Okay, for years I kept away from compressor pedals. I used to have an inbuilt one on one of my amps, and I knew how it worked. But what I always felt was it robbed all of my playing of dynamics. It created some quite weird effects. In some cases I enjoyed, but when I realized playing through decent equipment that it kind of robbed all of your playing of the dynamics that you can get with your hands and your fingers, I was like, I don't want that. I want to be in control of what the sound is. I don't want a pedal cutting off the transients and what have you. Now, what a compressor is basically doing is if you're playing something, say you were playing with a pick and you're doing all something very transient, so the waveform would be, well, you can record your bass part and you'll see it. If it's like that, those are transients. The tops and the bottoms, those are the transients. Okay, so what a compressor does is it will, depending on how you set the controls, so say you set it at a certain threshold, it will, anything that's below that threshold, it will raise up to that volume level, and anything that's above that threshold, it will bring down. So basically your waveform goes from something that looks like that to something that's completely straight and linear. And you'll see it if you record it on your PC or Mac, or go into a DAW and record a bass line, and have a look at it, and then run the same thing through a compressor, whether it's a plug-in or a pedal, and you will see the difference immediately. If you record something on, say, Audacity, which is what I prefer to use, record a part and there's an effect in there, compressor, and just keep changing the ratios and you will see the difference instantly. So your initial thing will be really jagged, and the higher and the harder you make the compressor work, the more smooth that waveform becomes. And that's basically what it's doing. So your low notes are being raised and your high notes are being sort of cut down a bit. And that's basically what a compressor does in layman's terms. It's smoothing out your recording, it's smoothing out your track. Now, some people might like that. If you're a bit sort of inconfident with your playing and your fingering and your dynamics, it can be a godsend. But as I say, it will rob your playing of natural dynamics. But some things can benefit from that and other things don't. For slapping, it can be a real bonus, because it means if you're a bit, not cack-handed, but if you have a tendency not to play all your notes at the same volume, it will smooth all of those out. And at the same time, all your pluck notes are going to, if you miss one or you don't quite catch it right, it's going to bring the volume level of it up a little, which can be good. It can be bad as well. But if you're on some basses, for example, a JD or an alembic, where the G string, if you snap it, or a D string, it's totally in your face, it will just smooth that out a bit. So it's a little more discreet, not quite so wah in your face. Like a face hugger. Think of it like that. But that's going to be it. So there's nothing particularly hard about them once you sit and you play. Like I say, just record a basic track and then either use a plug-in compressor or a pedal and start running that and affecting the controls. You will see the change instantly. There is a video here on the channel of the Aguilar, is it the DB599, the small yellow one? Have a listen to that and you will hear the natural bass tone, and then when it gets squeezed by the compressor at different ratios, and you'll hear the difference. Some people use compressors like a volume pedal, like a volume boost, but again, it all depends how you set the controls. That will dictate everything. I will do some more videos on compressors at some point. The problem is, it's like getting around to all these things. There's so many things I need to do on the channel, and there just isn't the time as a one-man band. So, and there's loads of good videos out there already of it, but if I think I can do one that covers some stuff that other people haven't, I'll do it. I don't tend to use it that often. I've got the EBS multi-comp here, but I think that's been out of its box twice in about 15 years, so that kind of shows you how much I use it. But it might well be on my my pedal board that I've got to reconfigure for the new Uncle Funk Theatre show. So I'm going to need it because there's loads of dance stuff in there, a lot of it heavily compressed, so that's going to be getting some mileage later on this year. into next year. It's one of those things. I personally wouldn't have a compressor pedal and I'd have it on all the time. It would be for specific passages in certain songs or particular techniques. Tapping can benefit from compression because it just brings all the notes up to the same level. So if you misfire on one or two, if you're doing a yeah, it's going to bring them all up to the same volume. Now you might not want that. You might want the lower notes booming over the top of the higher notes. I don't know. But it and also if you have a bass that has a tendency to be quite full on in one sort of frequency range and not the other, it's a compressor can help to bring that all in line. The question is, do you really have to push it for that to happen? That's the thing. But yeah, but it's an experiment with all these things. I mean, I did the video for this the other week. So this was the Boss DC2W, again, a Guy Pratt thing where he's very much a big fan of this as his chorus pedal of choice. I could have bought one of these 36 years ago and I didn't, and always thought they looked a bit weird because they're a Boss pedal with no controls, dial controls, just buttons. And I just took the plunge on it and it's been amazing. I'm absolutely sold with it, hook, line and sinker. So I did the video for this a couple of weeks ago, which is already up on the channel if you want to check it out. It's hard to get, the old box is a bit there we go. There we go. There's the remote. I'll get it out of the bag. There you go. So it's this fella. So yeah, it's that weird Boss lilac coloured Boss pedal that doesn't have rotary controls. But as you'll hear on that video, the chorus sounds in it are amazing. So this is the latest version. This is the Wasercraft version, which is like the newer Boss pedals done with better circuitry and stuff. So basically this is a pedal version of a rack mount unit that people like Andy Summers and Prince and lots of the rock guitarists of the early to mid 80s used the rack mount, which was called a Roland SDD 320. You can Google it, see pictures of it. It's a big, it's like a 3 or 4 unit rack chorus unit, but there's nothing on it but an on-off switch and 5 buttons, 4 of which are the same as the buttons here, and then there was one other button for something else on there. And basically that unit allowed you to select any one of the 4 or 5 presets, but you could also double them up. So if you like the effect on 1 and 4, you could have 1 and 4 together if you wanted. So a lot of the sounds, I guess Purple Rain probably used that rack mount. This was the pedal version. So the rack mount was made by Roland, obviously Boss is Roland's company. So they created this pedal. So basically you can select 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the old version didn't have this mode selector switch at the bottom. It also didn't have stereo ins and outs. It had I think it had stereo out, but it certainly didn't have stereo in. The joy with this version is that if you're coming out of another stereo pedal, you can maintain the integrity of that signal. So you've got stereo in and then stereo back out. The old one, you couldn't do that. It would come down to a mono and then out as a stereo if you wanted. So this pedal has this selector switch. So basically you've got the 4 presets from the rack mount, and so when you've got it in SDD 320 mode, you have them exactly as they were in that rack mount. When you then switch it over to S mode, you get the updated pedal presets. Basically I think you've got about 10 different was it 10 or 20, it might have been 20 combinations here. It's great. The chorus sounds out of this are just fabulous. Wish I'd bought one years ago. I just never felt the need. I had so many other chorus pedals and what have you, and started looking at some videos on this, and it was like, wow, I think I need to get one of these. So it was a bit of a plunge. I didn't know if it was going to suit me or not, but I have to say I'm a big fan. Big fan. It's going on the new Pedalboard anyway, that's for sure. So yeah. So you got any questions about that? Fire away. So sometimes you do get lucky on a pedal purchase. Yeah, very pleased with that. Had some new pedals in today from Flatly Pedals. You might have seen some of the videos I did of their stuff back in the early days of this channel. So a couple of new pedals come in today. There's a clean bass boost pedal, and there's the updated Poison Ivy, which I think, if I'm right, is the chorus pedal, but suddenly I'm thinking that might be the Valkyrie. I can't remember. Poison Ivy, was that delay maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, got two of them here for reviews and demo videos, so we'll be cracking on with those over the next couple of days. Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, we're coming up on, we're going for nearly an hour here on Brooksy's Bass Corner, live chat number 70. It's good to see you. Welcome. If you've not been here on one of the live chats before, come on in. We're a friendly bunch here. So you got any questions about basses, amps, effects, accessories, strings, bass setups, bass players, great bass albums, fire away. Put your insertion point in the chat window. You'll see there's a circular section that says chat. Put your insertion point in there, type your message, hit enter, and it'll fire up here on my chat window and I can respond to you. You'll see the emoji icon there. The regulars know all about that, so feel free to add emojis into your chat. It's great for the channel. The algorithm loves emojis. And also next to that, you'll see the super chat option, which allows you to make a financial donation to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. The video is free. All the videos are free to watch here on Brooksy's Bass Corner. I haven't got any membership stuff set up because I just don't know what content I could charge people on a regular basis for. And I'd rather just produce the videos, let you watch them, and if you want to make a super chat payment or a super thanks payment, super thanks and super chat the same thing. Super thanks exists on every single video at any time of day. So if you watch a video and you like it, you can hit the super thanks button and it'll allow you to make a contribution. Super chat is what is here on the live chats. So next to the emoji icon, you'll see a dollar symbol in a rectangle. That's super chat. So if you want to help the channel, feel free. That's how that works. All that money goes towards keeping the channel going. It's going to pay for the StreamYard membership. It pays for the, what's the thing I had to sign up for? I had to pay for something the other day. And basically the super chat payments and the financials that I acquire through the videos go on that. What was it I had to pay for? vidIQ, thank you. vidIQ membership subscription for a year. So trying to improve the videos, improve the channel, make better content for you fabulous people out there, and it all costs, sadly, but it's all being used wisely. Whoa, stretch that one too far. Grand. So we've got 13 of you on at the moment. Very welcome. Cheers, everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. It's good to be back. Sorry it took so long. It was just life was getting in the way. So there have been some quite prominent YouTube bass players sort of progressing since we did the last live chats at Christmas. Danny Sapko being one of them. I love his shorts. I don't mean his shorts as in his trousers. I love his YouTube shorts he does. He's a very funny guy. Very good stuff. What's a good, Stuart Milne, what's a good album to listen to featuring Neil Murray on bass? There's quite a few. Most of the Whitesnake catalogue that he was on, it's very good. He did a thing called Company of Snakes, which had various ex-members of Whitesnake and people like Chris Alsey from Heartland and a couple of the guys from Thunder. He's on there. Quite a lot of Bernie Marsden stuff he was on for a while. Brian May, Back to the Light, he's on there. And actually the live album, Live in Brixton, from 1993, that was Neil at that gig, playing a blinder. There's quite a few. Literally just go on his discography and pretty much everything he's done is fairly solid, to be honest. And actually I've got an interview that I did with Neil back in 2016. Need to be getting that up on the channel very shortly, I think. But yeah, the Brian May live album, if you like Brian May and you like Queen songs, live at Brixton Academy, 93. I was there. I saw that was the night a roadie passed Brian. There was some electrical problems with gear, and the roadie passed him a guitar that hadn't been tuned. And I remember saying to my mate that I was there with, he'll be sacked in the morning, because the look on Brian May's face was a peach. He was like, you don't do that. It wasn't Pete Malandrone. I don't think Pete had come on board at that time. It was actually, he probably came along after that. The guy he had, I bet he wanted just to fall through the stage because he'd given Brian a completely out of tune guitar. Not good in the middle of his solo, you know. Cozy on drums, yes indeed. Thunder rhythm section there. I don't mean Thunder the band, I mean a thunderous rhythm section. And actually here's a thing, if you like Neil Murray and kind of like the old school rock stuff, check out a guy called Colin Hodgkinson, who also was in Whitesnake. He only did, I think, like one album, one tour. But you can find footage of him playing online, always pretty much with a black Fender Precision. Amazing player. A lot of people don't know about him. I heard about him through, I think it was an article in Bassist magazine back in the mid-90s, and then someone said, oh, and Mark King started mentioning him as a guy worth watching and worth listening to. Very hard to find any of his stuff, but there was he played in a band called Backdoor, and there was a CD of theirs that you could buy. Obviously, it was released as an album originally in the 70s, but someone had released it as a CD, and I managed to get a copy off Amazon. Like, God, I can't remember how long ago. It must have been like 2007. It's great, and have a look at his stuff on YouTube. Just amazing player. He'll play 12-bar blues as like a guitarist would, but on bass, and it's just really great. David Gill picked up Jeff Berlin's Lumpy Jazz CD. Great bass playing. Yeah, you're always going to get that with Jeff. He does what he does, and very solid. I've never met Jeff. I think our paths could have crossed at the London Bass Show in 2014 had I been there, but I didn't go. I was in Israel at the doing a month of shows, and I don't necessarily subscribe to all his views. And let's be fair, he's a very opinionated young man, but that's by the by. His playing is quite fabulous, or it certainly was. I mean, it's not something that I'd stick on and listen for enjoyment, put it that way, but if you're enjoying it, David, excellent, good stuff. I mean, his stuff with Bill Bruford in the 70s was fabulous. Got a couple of those in my vinyl case upstairs. So clearly Trenton Johnson, who entered our live chat quite early on in proceedings, dropped straight off, so he was just here for a bit of a piss take. Well done, Trenton Johnson. You managed to stick your head above the parapet, drop one and run off. Well done. Yeah, very good, very good. So what's everyone been up to? It's about seven months, January, February, March, April, May, June, yeah, about 7 months since I've seen you. So what's everyone been up to in your bass exploits, bass adventures? Let me know. It's been a very weird year here in the UK, or it certainly has for me. It's there's a definite downturn on the number of festival gigs, certainly with Uncle Funk and the Queen bands that I play with. There was an article published in the Guardian newspaper, let's think, when was that? February. And it mentioned how much it cost to put on a festival. Obviously, Uncle Funk do a lot of festivals. The Queen bands I play with do a lot of festivals as well. So when we came out of COVID, a medium-sized festival, not a huge Glastonbury, but a medium-sized festival, it would cost them £400,000 to put that festival on. So that's looking at the cost of the land hire, electricity, water, sanitation, vendors, the whole caboodle to put it on. 400 grand, which is no mean sum. You know, that's got to be made up out of ticket prices and everything else. This year, so this was in February, looking forward to this summer. So that was 2021 when we came out of lockdown. 3 years on, the price of running a medium-sized festival was close to £975,000 here in the UK, which basically explains why a lot of festivals haven't run this year, or a lot of them have just said we're going to take a year off because the costs are just so high. And the only way to recoup that cost is to increase the ticket price. And people don't want to pay increased ticket prices, obviously, for anything. But also a lot of the name acts want huge fees. Again, because they're trying to recoup the money they lost during COVID. And the festivals just said, we can't afford to do that. So without big names, a lot of them struggle to shift tickets. But also with those costs, it's a no-go. So for me, my level of festival playing this year is right down, seriously down. Some of the ones we've done literally every year since we came back out from COVID, we haven't done this year. Some of them have just gone to the wall, just said we're not going to do festivals anymore. So it's a tricky old time. Next year will be interesting. See if any of this recovers. It could. Hopefully it will. Fingers crossed. There's no guarantees. So funny old time. Funny old time. And Lord knows, all you got to do is look at social media for the name acts that have had tours booked and either cancelled all of the tour or started dropping out of dates that they didn't shift tickets for. Pearl Jam being an example, although they did say his voice had gone a couple of nights before they were due to play Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here in London. They shifted very few tickets, and originally to be on the ground, on the pitch, was £250. And in the week of the show, they had to reduce the prices to basically £50 just to try and get some people through the door. But the thing barely sold. And there was an article, again, I think it was in The Guardian, from a reporter in the US that was saying loads and loads of bands in the US have basically, because their promoter and their, if you like, their tour coordinators are Live Nation. Live Nation keep charging the bands to put them into Live Nation's venues, which turn out to be big arenas, when that band doesn't have the following to be able to fill out those arenas. But Live Nation doesn't care because it's already had the money off the band, so it's had its share. Yeah, loads of bands have had to either cancel their tours and do a different tour in smaller venues, or you get bands like Heart, who obviously have a legacy following and they're a legacy band. They've just had to literally cancel the tour and just gone, well, they've said there's medical reasons why they couldn't do it, but it's actually bums on seats, it's ticket sales. And tricky times in the live music sector, I would say. But it is what it is, you know. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rig up this chorus pedal and let you have a listen. And like I say, there's a video here on the channel, straight out of the box. So it arrived, and then I did a video of it. So just bear with me a moment. Let's just mute that. Bear with me a moment, people. Right, let's do this. So if you haven't seen the video, it's on the channel. It's one of the most recent uploads. Right, so we are going into there. So we're going in on mono. It's all mono, we're not going to do stereo, are we? And then I need the other cable, which is there. Output. So here we go. Where are we? There we go. So we're up and running. So I'll take you through some of the settings and you can have a listen. If you like it, or you think that's a really good chorus pedal, I'd like to buy that, please, by all means, use the affiliate links in the description box below. So this is available on Amazon. It's available on Thomann, definitely available at Anderton's, and I think it might be a Gear for Music. But anyway, have a look on there. If the prices float your boat and you're thinking you're going to buy one, then you can help the channel by using the affiliate links. So let's give this a go. So get the speaker up. Cool. Right, I'm just going to turn both pickups on full, and I'm turn the tone control up on full as well. So that's clean with no effect. Okay, right, let's keep the effect in. So this is on the S mode, and this is option 1. That's number 1. Number 2 sounds like this. And suddenly people will go, they all sound the same. They don't. See, that's a deeper chorus effect. Okay, and there's number 3. Which is a bit more subtle. So that's number 3. Number 4. Cool. And then you can start doing the 2 at a time. So which is 1 and 4. Sorry, I've got some noises coming out of my cables here, I think. Behave yourselves. It's 1 and 4. You can have 1 and 2 together. One and 3. You got 1 and 4. I think we already did that, didn't we? So if we then go into the other mode, which is the rack, how the rack used to sound, the rack unit. So if we do all 4 of those, and then I'll A/B between the pedal and the rack mount, you'll hear the difference. It's a cleaner. Okay, number 2. Get all sorts of high-end noises because I've got that aural enhancer turned up. Number 3. Okay, number 4. Okay, but so number 4 as the rack mount would sound like this. As the pedal, it sounds like this. 3, if we go on the rack mount, sounds like this. If I go onto the pedal, it sounds like this. Oh dear, I'm getting my hand caught on my t-shirt. Number 2 on the rack mount sounds like this. And on the pedal sounds like this. Number 1 on the rack mount sounds like this. And on the pedal sounds like this. Then you can do the amalgams. I say amalgams, what am I on about? It's not talking teeth. The combinations where you have 2 together. I think I've got too much on there, haven't I? Here. You have too much treble and the aural enhancers turned up, you get all the stuff that's going on, resonances in the on the pedal. So there you go, a quick overview of what this pedal does. I love it. I think it's great. I wish I'd bought one years ago, but there we go. I didn't. But yeah, a lot of fun and great chorus tone. Like I say, it's going on the board from now on. So very good. Back to normal. So there we go. Hope you found that useful. Got any questions? Fire away. I'll help if I can. Tune as well. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. I'm just noodling. Dave, let's see the Aria Pro. Dave. See the Aria Pro. It's in the rack. There's no battery in it though. So you can see it, but you can't hear it. Sadly. But just for you, Dave, I'll dig it out. I don't know who Dave is. You got nothing on your avatar there. Just a black circle. Aria Pro. Oh, I see what you, my man. But you won't be able to hear it because there's no battery in it. I don't keep batteries in my basses that aren't currently being used. The JD is fighting back. Stay there. There we go. Right. Yeah, here's my Aria SB 1000. Thank you. I'm a major John Taylor fan. Well, you're amongst friends here then. Well done, sir. Me too. And quite a few of the others on here as well. The Kubicki is just there. There you go. Aria SB 1000. It's a 1984. I bought it in 2013. Had a bit of servicing work done on it about 6 years ago. I got rid of the blinking LED. It's now on or it's off. But as we know, this isn't an active on-off switch. It's the noise killer circuit, which is dealt with by that. It's whether that's on or off. The bass is permanently active. It's beautiful, thank you. It's okay. It's got some war wounds. Like I say, I got it in 2013. But it's a 40-year-old bass. It's got some bangs and some dings, but it plays great. Sounds great. Everything an SB 1000 should be. Nice woody tone. Got a real bark to it. But yeah. Bought it because I always wanted one. And it was one of those things where back in 2013, these weren't expensive. This didn't cost what they cost now, clearly. And I just thought, you know what? You've got to go for one at some point. There were a couple of basses that I really wanted to get hold of, one being an Alembic, which I got very lucky with about 3 months after I bought this. But this came up on eBay, and I was like, well, I'll buy it. I'll go and see it. If it's bad, in bad condition, then I won't leave. I'll ask for a refund. And if it's good, then great. And it was good. And it's got the original case, and it's a solid piece of work, that's for sure. Thanks for the info. Very interesting. No problem. Got any questions, Dave? Anything to do with John Taylor? If I can help, I'm more than happy to. If you weren't aware, there's an interview I did with John from 2015 up on the channel. Feel free to have a look, have a listen. And yeah. There's a Kubicki through there. I'll tell you what, just to help you, Dave, I'll post a link to the John Taylor interview. Hold on. Dee 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 dee. Just bear with me a moment. I'll find it for you. Here we are. Just for you, Dave. Now, it's not a video interview, it's audio. So you'll just have to enjoy it for what it is. But it's very good. But I'd say that it was me. And I wrote the questions. So he's your bass idol. I've been playing bass for over 20 years because of him. Mate, I've been playing bass because of him for 37 years. I've been a fan of Duran since 81. So, but I got over the hero worship quite a long time ago. I'm on good terms with his tech, so if I have questions, I can normally fire something off and get something back. Oh, and if you want to, I do a review, a demo of this review. Yeah. Hold on, there's a review of this, my man. If these are your thing. So if you want to see the review of this particular bass, that is here. And for the John Taylor fans amongst you, if you want to know about Kubicki's, we have one of those for you too. Ah, I know, because that's called something else now, isn't it? There we go. So just bear with me, guys, on the live chat. Just helping a friend here. So you want a Kubicki review? There you go. Loads of demo sound samples on there. So if you're struggling to get to sleep one night, Dave, just stick that interview on and you'll be well gone in about 5 minutes. I'm joking. Self-deprecating humour, okay? But you're very welcome here on Brooksy's Bass Corner. So. Yeah. So there we go. Anyone got any questions? Anything you'd like to ask? We've had 7 months of no Brooksy's Bass Corner live chat. So if you got anything you want to know or anything you want to ask, then feel free. Feel free, gang. Should bring this out in some gigs sometime. Really should. Hello, Chihuahua. Are you okay? I know it's been a dull old day because it's been raining. I know. Yeah. Next job on the workbench is to get the brass bridge and the nut on this bass cleaned with some Never Dull. They are considerably tarnished, so it's time to give them a bit of fettling. There will be some more workshop vids coming up very imminently. The fine people at... Oh, God, I've forgotten. Sorry. There's so much going on. The UK distributor for Music Nomad. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten. That's good, isn't it? That's really good. That's impressive, that, Mike. They sent me some stuff through. And I'm going to be featuring it all in the videos. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten. Brain's just gone to mush after the day I've had trying to get technology to work with StreamYard. Sorry. But anyway, some great stuff. I'm a big Music Nomad fan. And there's some really good stuff in there that I didn't already have. So I'm going to be featuring that on the videos. And the workshop stuff will be coming up very shortly. The thing with the workshop stuff is I have to plan it all quite a bit in advance because I've got to make sure there's enough room in the garage, in the workshop, to do the camera and the light and the this and the that. And it can be a bit tricky, and the garage is a little full at the moment. But I will be venturing in there very soon because there's a couple of basses need setting up, new strings, and a general overall setup. So that will be happening imminently. Yep, Aria SB 1000s. Not to be mucked about with. A substantial bass, hefty piece of wood. Look at that. This is an oak. oak body. Rosewood fingerboard, walnut and maple laminates. It's all good. 1984 vintage. 40 years old. Yes, my dog. What can I do for you? I know you want to get on my lap, but unfortunately I'm busy at the moment. Yeah. You okay? Yeah. Sorry, he's seeking attention. So, darling, go in your bed. In your bed, there. Charlie, Charlie. In there, darling. In there. Get in there. In there, darling. So, good boy. There we are. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that stuff, Dave. So yeah, I can see we've got 15 people on. Good to see you. Hope you're all okay. I'm sure some of you are watching the football, Euro semi-finals, Spain against France. I do believe Spain are 2-1 up. They are, with 9 minutes to go. Here we are. And then there'll be some people on there going, I didn't want to know what the football score is. I'm going to watch it later. Sorry. So yeah, there we go. Aria SB 1000. A beaut, as you can see. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for calling that out. Good work, sir. But it's lovely to play. It's just a bit hefty. And it has its own tone. Most of the time I need something a little more sparkly, glassy in the tone department. But it is what it is. If you want to check out the review video, teeth in are very good. If you want to check out the review video, it's the first of those 3 links that are in the live chat window. So feel free. I've got nowhere to put this now. That's good. Alembic boy, good to see you. How you doing? That Aria sounds fantastic and looks great. Football, what's that one? Yeah, I know. I know. The big one's tomorrow. But I was tempted not to do a live chat today and start it all next week. But then I thought, no, you just keep putting it off. Got to get cracking on it. So I'm just trying to find somewhere to put this bass. Just bear with me a moment, gang. As he demolishes the light fitting. Let's see. Get out of there. Let's have a little bit of that, shall we? Oh dear. So this is the Fender that I use for pretty much the bulk of my Queen tribute work. It's there's nothing special about it. It's just a standard Mexican P. Changed the bridge, changed the hardware to gold, obviously. It's got an Aguilar P60, I think it is. It's hot P. That's it, 'cause it's got the bigger poles and the pickup. But this is what I use for pretty much all of my Queen work. There is another precision that I take out as well. But this doesn't sound like the other one. The other one is very raucous, very, very lively, full on. This one is a little more restrained, shall we say. But it actually fits the set a bit better. The other one would fit well in a punk band, put it that way. So let's just tune this up. I haven't played this for a few weeks. So. Ooh. Doesn't have rotor sounds, this one. It says piccatos on it. 4505 steels. Here we go. Lovely. Yeah, there we are. Just back the tone off a tad. Dave, I'll definitely check those out. Feel free. That's what they're there for, my man. For you guys to enjoy, hopefully. Finally got this set up really well when we did the last setup just before Christmas, when we did the live chat where we were in the garage, and I did this. I think the Empathy got restrung, and the Warwick Bootsy bass, of course, and I just hit on a formula with this thing because it's been great. I've used it on a lot of gigs this year. I'm very pleased with it. I think I've solved the kind of dropping bridge saddle that I was getting with the E string, which is a bit all over the place. And finally got the action to and the neck to settle. It kind of, I would do like a clutch of gigs and it would just move, and you'd be on the gig and it'd be like, oh God, I've got to do it again, adjust it again. But I haven't really had to do anything to it this year. It's been good. Yeah. Yeah, we all know what that is, of course. Oh. So have you got any suggestions for pedals that you would like to see featured in the straight out of the box series that we're doing here? Where, as I said, I order up a pedal, it comes in the post, we take it out of the box, I show you guys what is in the box and what you should expect to find, and then we kind of give it a bit of a demo and a brief review, and then I'll give you a thumbs up if I think it's great, or a thumbs down if I think it's not really what we're after. But if you've got any ideas or suggestions for pedals, then please let me know. You can do it on the live chat. You leave a comment in the comment section of this video. You can send me an email via brooksyspacecorner@gmail.com. Yes, I now do have that email. We had to use a different one before, and for whatever reason, it's become available, so I've got it. So brooksyspacecorner@gmail.com. All of that. So there we are. There we are. So I'm going to be out gigging quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. There's quite a few festivals, got a few private dues as well. Got a real mishmash. There's Uncle Funk stuff. Next week I've got three or four gigs with different bands each night. So I've got ABBA at Epsom Racecourse next Thursday. I've got Uncle Funk at the Chid Fest down near Brighton on the Friday. Got a Queen show in Sheffield on Saturday. I think there's something on the Sunday as well, and it just kind of goes on and on and on now for the rest of the summer. Alembic Boy. Oh, I'm looking at Distortion Overdrive best pedal setting. Okay. It will depend on the bass you're using and how you use the EQ, or if you're on a passive bass, how you use the tone control. So be very mindful of your gain structure. So do you want your amp to do the work, or are you doing this on like IEMs, or on a without an amp? In which case you've got to be looking at how hot a signal you're throwing into that pedal, and then what you want to come out of it. So if you've got an active bass with loads of bass boost, treble boost, mid boost, you need to be careful of your gain structure on the pedal. Otherwise, what's going to come out of it isn't going to be particularly great. And then kind of experiment and tailor to suit is usually my sort of mode of application when it comes to bass overdrives and distortions, because you've got a lot of factors to take into consideration. So there's the signal your bass is producing and how you're playing, whether you're playing with fingers or a pick. Are you playing really aggressively, lots of string attack? Because sometimes a pronounced string attack can sound really bad with an overdrive or a distortion pedal. It just depends on the pedal, the player, the bass, the strings you're using. Sometimes stainless steel strings are what you want. You want as much noise and signal as possible. Sometimes it might not be the case. So some flats might be good, half wounds might be good. You might want to go to nickel, you might want to drop a gauge, you might want to go up a gauge. All of those things come into play. Overdrives can be so temperamental, and they're not all the same. They really aren't. So keep an open mind with a distortion or an overdrive, because they need tinkering. I don't think there's any other effect on bass that quite needs as much tweaking to get the tones you want. Maybe some filter pedals might fall into that, but again, it's about how you attack the strings, the volume you're playing at. It's your playing method can make all the difference. So just try and experiment is the best thing. And sometimes you can have a really great pedal and it works with one bass and not the other, and in theory you think, well, it should work with all my basses, but it's not the case. And I've regaled this story before. I've got a PV bass Vex up here, which I bought in 2001, and I'd spent good 3 or 4 weeks with it at home, setting it all up, and I got it out on a gig, and it just didn't work. I couldn't hear any of the effects. It was so polite. Part of it was I hadn't tailored the effects for live use. I'd been at home, but also the basses I was using. They probably weren't the ideal basses to get the most out of those effects. Experimentation is the name of the game when it comes to effects. So experiment on is my advice there. Keith Doherty, have you seen the Joyo Scalar compressor? I haven't. And the double thruster overdrive getting decent reviews. Okay, I will check them out. I have, what I do after we do live chats, I go back through and I put timestamps in and various stuff. I will go back through this live chat and I add all these things to a list. It's getting quite big, actually, quite a big list. And I will go and check these things out afterwards. Tyler Shep Music, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Can you play over 0? Oh God, I can't see that because we've got these. I'm just going to put some rubbish here just in order. Ah, there we go. Can you play over Zero Sum Groove by Sithu A, please? I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you play over Zero Sum Groove by Sithu A? Sithu I? I don't know who that is, and I don't know the record or the tune. Sorry. If you pick something I know, then potentially. Alembic Boy, I'm using my Alembic, good man, and sending a hot signal, but I'm forever losing. Oh, I'm lost. What's that say? I'm forever losing top end and clarity, especially with IEMs. An Alembic should never lose top end and clarity, that's for sure. Okay. This could be where something like a dual band compressor could come in handy, where you could compress the low end so it's not swamping the top and the mid-range, and you could not have any compression on that, and that might help. I'm trying to think why. So when you're not using the overdrive, are you telling me your Alembic sounds okay and you're not losing top end and clarity? And again, depending on which Alembic you've got, you haven't told me, you just said Alembic. Have you got a Series 1 or a Series 2? And also all Alembics have trim pots in the control cavity. You might want to adjust those a little, but you're saying you're sending it hot signal. It could be the hot signal is too much, in which, especially on the Alembic, so maybe drop the trim pot down a bit and see if that helps, possibly. But yeah, the other thing is if you've got a Series 1 or a Series 2, you're going to have those adjustment pots at the back of the bass on that chrome plate. You might need to tweak some of those. I guess it depends how much you use distortion and overdrive. It's a funny thing. It's why people like Billy Sheehan in the 80s and 70s had huge racks of gear, because to get a decent distorted signal took like compressors and crossovers and servo bass 15s and 18s, and you look at his setup now, it's totally different. It's as minimal as possible, you know. Alembic Boy, yes, crystal clear and signature MK model, same as me. Then so you know I've got an Alembic Mark King signature. Okay, well in that case, all you're dealing with are the trim pots. You've got to remember with the Mark King signature, we've got humbucking pickups on there. They are not series pickups. So the pickups in a Series 1 or a Series 2 are actually single coils in a humbucker housing. So it's a single coil pickup like a Jazz. So you're going to get far more twang and kind of that top end clarity and finesse that we associate with Alembics on a Series 1 or a Series 2 than we have on a Mark King signature. So that will have an effect. I don't know what to suggest. I mean, you could try a dual band compressor. That would take care of the two frequency sides, but I guess what you're getting to a point of is you don't want to overload one or the other. You don't want tons and tons of bottom end, but at the same time you're losing the top end. I don't know why that would be happening. What pedal are you using? What's the pedal that's causing this problem? See if I can suggest something else. Tell me what you got. Something's going on in the football, I can hear. Oh, full time. Spain are through. France are out. That's the end of that. Roll on tomorrow. My friends in Holland. I'll see you there. We'll see. Yes, Alembic Boy, tell me what distortion or overdrive pedal you're using there. We'll see if it's something I've used. let me know. So what do I use distortion wise? I've got a bunch of different things here. I like the Billy Sheehan, the first one, the purple EBS pedal. That's there was always a tone that I wanted. The fact they could try and get something close to that in a pedal was like, whoa, my God. And it's good. It's not perfect, but it's good. I did like Ashdown did a hyperdrive pedal, James Lomenzo pedal. That was a while back. That's got to be like 2007, I think. I reviewed it for the mag. I was really impressed with that. That was a good overdrive pedal. The Aguilar Aggro is pretty good. Maybe a little polite, but again, I don't know what kind of distortion you're after or overdrive here. So yeah, I'm just going on general overdrives. I think are good. There's some good EHX stuff, so it might be worth checking out some of those. And they've got quite a few different ones for bass, so that might be worth having a look on YouTube. Look at some videos. A BC1X, great for everything, but add in the BB1X. I've messed around for ages with settings. It's hard. It's the thing with Mike. Off to bed from Kev. Till next week. Cheers, Kev. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining in. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget, we're StreamYarding next week. Yes, this is the thing with distortion pedals, and I think it's why a lot of bass players and guitarists go through hundreds of them, because they're looking for certain sounds. The problem is a lot of them do one thing really good, so you end up having to buy a lot to get all the different sounds you want. So it's really, I would suggest going to a store, if there's one near you, maybe a guitar or a PMT, and just try a bunch of pedals and try and find what you're looking for. Because for years I tried loads trying to find the Billy Sheehan sound, not really clicking in my brain. A lot of it was him, a lot of it was coming from the bass, the strings, obviously. And then when I saw his rack set up, it's like, well, I can't replicate that. And now, like I say, he does everything with Helix and some bits on laptop via Taurus inspired pedals. And you know, he's massively downgraded his whole tonal setup. So yes, been thinking some of these are not working for me. This is it. It's the joy of pedals. Some things seem like a good idea and then aren't, you know. But it's hard. There's so few shops now that carry enough pedal choices that you can actually sit in a shop and try a load. Bass Direct have usually got quite a good selection if you're anywhere near Warwick. The gallery in London's usually got quite a load of pedals. But you see, you used to have places like Denmark Street, and there was a pedal store on Charing Cross Road just before you got to Denmark Street, which was great. It's just a window full of pedals. And I can remember going past it many times and thinking, oh, I should try that. It's not there anymore. But certainly, it's all about the experimentation thing. And like what I'm doing with this straight out the box series on the channel, I'm buying some things blind. I'm going on comment online, opinion, YouTube videos, demos on the manufacturer's site. There's no guarantee that they're going to work for me or be as good as I want them to be. Usually I've made an educated guess, so, and that kind of sort of stands me in reasonable stead most of the time. Hey, it's just gone 10 o'clock here in the UK. Welcome, Brooksy's Bass Corner live chat number 70 here on the YouTube channel. First one back in 7 months. I know we did a preamble on Saturday, but that doesn't count. Good to see you. If you're here, come on in. The live chat is in full flow. Feel free to get involved. We're a friendly bunch. We don't have idiots on here. Anyone who behaves on here gets booted off very quick. So if you're of a delicate nature, then you're in good hands here. If you've got any questions about basses, amps, effects, bass accessories, strings, great bass players, albums, you want to talk about bass magazines, any of that sort of stuff, feel free. Just put your insertion point in the live chat window, type your message, press enter, and it will appear here on my screen. If you wish, at the bottom of the live chat, you've got the emoji icon. Feel free to add emojis to the chat. They're very handy with regard to the YouTube algorithm. Next to that, you'll see a dollar symbol in a rectangle. That's the super chat feature that allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to, but if you wish to do so, it's very much appreciated, and it helps to keep the channel going. Oils the wheels, put it that way. Now, I haven't done something this evening that I would normally do all the time. So normally throughout the chat, I would say, please give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Please give any videos on the channel a thumbs up if you're enjoying them. And also the obligatory hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell. However, on Saturday, we did a live chat that was like a preamble to tonight's reintroduction. And when we started that live chat at 2 o'clock, I had 3,537 subscribers. And at the end of that live chat, I'd lost 5 subscribers. Now, I don't know if it was anything to do with the live chat, or it was something to do with the algorithm, or YouTube was recalibrating its analytical tools. I don't know. But after that live chat, having lost 5, I then lost another 3 the following day. I don't know what was going on. So as a result, I'm not going to ask people to subscribe to the channel anymore. You can watch the videos without subscribing, of course. There is a movement on YouTube at the moment, and a lot of the YouTube educators are saying that subscriber numbers are purely becoming a vanity metric. They have absolutely no relevance to the amount of views you will get. You can be a subscriber and not receive any notifications for the channels that you subscribe to. And other than helping creators like myself when it comes to sponsorships, paid promotion, deals with companies, the subscriber number has absolutely no relevance to the success of your channel. You can have 1 million subscribers, yet your videos might only get 10,000 views. So from this point on the live chats, on my videos, all content on the channel, I won't be asking you to subscribe. If you wish to do so, that is fabulous, and I really appreciate it. But it has absolutely no bearing on the number of views I get or anything else. My most viewed video here on the channel has had nearly 18,000 views, yet I've only got 3,500 subscribers. So what's the subscriber number has no relevance for me. I don't do paid, or haven't been approached to do paid promotions and sponsorships. So for the time being on the channel, it's not remotely relevant really for me. Keith Doherty, have you seen the new bass review magazine which has started out this year? I haven't seen it, although I'm very much aware of it because of Bass Chat. I saw people subscribing to it and what have you. I know a little bit of the backstory of it because apparently, I won't say, I know something that took place. The people that are running it, or the person that's running it, approached someone to get involved, and they weren't able to really put forward a watertight case for why they could justify those people getting involved. My concern is, if it's one person, is that I know what it takes to run a bass mag. Lord knows I wrote for 2 for 18 years. There is absolutely no way on this earth that one person can make a success of a bass mag, because the niche is too small. And the amount of work and effort required to make it a success, you can't do it on your own. If you've got a team of people, then you might get somewhere. On your own, I can't see it. I know how much time and effort it took me to write the articles and the features and all the content that I wrote for Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player. And if that is just a one-man operation, I don't know how you're going to do it. I mean, when Bass Guitar Magazine started up, it was very much a very small, inclusive group. It was literally the publishers, the editor, and like 3 other writers, and that was it. They managed to get it off the ground, but it became very evident over time, because things I'd heard once I joined the team, that it was a struggle. It was a major struggle, and they got it done, you know, very good. But in this day and age, it's a different time. Bass Guitar Magazine came out 22 years ago. We didn't have all of the bass forums and the bass content that we now have online. There was some, but it wasn't to the level it is now. Everyone just consumes everything so quick. A magazine is so far behind when something gets published that you're kind of on a hiding to nothing. And certainly in the last 4 or 5 years that I was writing, we would constantly get complaints about the fact that we were reviewing stuff and it was going to be sold out in the places we were reviewing it before that review even appeared. So when it did appear, if people wanted to buy it from that place, it had already been sold. So it's a very tricky thing. I wish them all the best if they can make it a success, but I have my doubts. I really do. And I think there's just so much stuff now on YouTube and the various forums that I mean, it's one of the reasons I did this channel, was because it was becoming slightly exasperating that stuff would come out and we wouldn't review it for like 6 months to a year after it had come out. It's like, well, and the company had then released a new version or an update, and you'd think, well, what was the point? And some of my reviews spent over 2 or 3 years before they got published. And it wasn't just me, it was other writers as well. We had so much stuff that we just couldn't keep up. And there's only so much stuff you can put in a mag. You know, if you've got 10 reviews waiting to be published, well, there was only space for 4 or 5 in each issue. So how do you do it? You know, sorry, it was a long drawn out answer to your question, but yes, I'm aware of that mag. I wish them all the best. I hope it goes well. I just hope they're prepared for what people expect. But I don't know. I think people's expectations of a bass-centric magazine now are probably quite different. You sneezing, eh? Yeah, you got to wait. I've got to finish doing the live chat first. Come back on your bed. Have you bought copies, Keith? Have you seen it? Have you paid for a subscription? Come on, Keith. Come here. Sorry, bear with me. The dog's kicking off. Just behave yourself, please. Mind your manners. Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen what people have posted on Bass Chat about it, but I've got, you know, if they're trying to do it, and they are, then I hope I hope for their sakes it's worth the effort and the financial outlay. But it did sound on Bass Chat like there was quite a lot of AI converting of existing content that's out there. You haven't subscribed, but you bought a few. And what did you think? Compare it to BGM or bass player. Not as good as them, okay? Any new magazine is going to struggle against what's been. I mean, Bassist was an amazing magazine, and I spoke to Roger Newell a few times by email, before he passed away a few years ago. And I said to him, because he said, oh, I love the stuff you guys do. I said, Roger, we are literally hanging on yours and Gibson's, Gibson Keddy, evening if you're out there, on your coattails. You know, you led the way for British bass magazines. And I said, I'm just taking what you guys did. I said, I read your stuff like a Bible. I'm taking your content and the way you guys wrote and approach reviews and all of that, and I'm just running with it. So, you know, I'll take those words on, but if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be writing in the way I do this stuff. And that was very nice of him to say. But when you start out, you've got to find what your angle is. You've got to find where you fit. And certainly the place for a bass magazine now, it's very different. Very different to 22 years ago, very different to 10 years ago. Because I know when Joel took over at BGM, we were like, don't know how long we're going to manage to keep this rolling, but we'll have a good go. And the fact that we did another 20 years with BGM and BP, well, you know, it's good, but we weren't sure we'd get 5, you know. And every year it was like, oh, we got another year. But like I say, trying to do a bass mag, and especially if you're a one-man operation, it's a whole load of work. You aren't going to have much of a life outside of doing it, which is probably why, what I've heard, this guy's doing AI processing of existing content that's out there. He's thinking that's going to save him some time, but people aren't going to buy that. They're just not. I don't think. And you know, we tried to do our best with the mag. I mean, ideas I had a lot of the time didn't come to any fruition because I wasn't the editor. I couldn't say yes or no. I just chuck ideas into the melting pot and see what happens. You know, there were a lot of things I wanted to do at the mag that never happened, but that's all done and dusted now. So it's also why, you know, the magazine doesn't really exist. It's just a free-flowing website these days. Yeah. I mean, do you follow bass player now online? I mean, I personally don't. It's not for me. But I don't know too many people that sort of read it or interact with it. I know a lot of people were moaning about it when it closed down, the publication. You know, bass player isn't what it used to be. Well, if you look at any of the editions from about 2010 up until 2018, it was pretty average. It was thin. There wasn't a lot to it. You know, it was more like a comic than a magazine. And we tried to make it better. But there's only so much you can do when your publisher's telling you this is what we want. That's the way it's going to be, you know. But I think we had a good run, you know, with BGM through the Joel years. So 2012 till 2020, the magazine was pretty good. No, haven't followed in a long while. No, me neither. It's not, for me, I don't really find it that relevant. And you know, a lot of the content on there now is it's just rehashed stuff that we wrote, because their budget is fairly limited. They just when we wrote stuff, it's signed over to Future Publishing, so we got paid for when we wrote the content, and then it sits with them. They can do whatever they like with it. So if you see stuff on there and my name's attached, I did originally write it. I've had nothing to do with it after the magazine stopped. So if it's up on their site, they didn't ask me. They've just done it themselves. Ooh. There we go. So I've got that. Oh, I think that's for me, isn't it? Ah, right, yeah, got it. Very good. Very good. So where are we? It is 10:15, just gone 10:15 here in London town, here in the UK. This is live chat number 70 here on Brooksy's Bass Corner. Hope you're safe and well out there. It's good to see you. Welcome back. So we're going to be doing every Tuesday up until middle of December. We will be on StreamYard as of next week. We were supposed to be on StreamYard tonight, but we had some technical malfunctions. Cheers, Canon. But there's a little gadget appearing in the post tomorrow, and it will mean we can live chat on StreamYard next week, which means I'll be able to get more. You guys watching the live chats will be able to become a little bit more involved in what we do here on the live chat. So buckle yourselves up. It's going to be good fun. So I can see, numbers are, the viewing numbers are going up and down. So I guess some people are dropping off and people who've been watching the football are joining in. Welcome. Good to see you. So even though I won't be asking people to hit that subscribe button, I will be asking you to give video thumbs up. So if you've enjoyed this live chat or any part of it, or you enjoy the channel, or you enjoy any of the videos here on the channel, then please feel free to give the videos a thumbs up. It really helps. Leaving comments is extremely good as well. So yeah, just checking the comments on the page in case anyone's left anything and I've not seen it. Just bear me a moment. No, we're good. There we are. So if there's any videos on the channel you'd like to ask any questions about, then feel free. I'll try my best to answer them. I haven't got my yellow pick, so I can't do my Bobby Vega thing. Oh. Anyway. I had a couple of people ask on social media when we're going to do another bass show. Okay, how do I explain this? Okay, the bass show hung off the magazine. So obviously without a published magazine, there's no magazine for the show to hang on. So the last proper bass show on its own standing was 2018. The show we did in 2019 was the guitar and bass show. Then we had COVID, obviously, and then there hasn't been any bass shows as in the old version of the bass shows since. So as far as I'm aware, not that I would know anything now because everything's changed, of course, there won't be any more bass shows unless either there's a magazine to hang it off or the publisher can earn a lot of money from it. And the problem since we've come out of COVID is to run a show costs a lot of money. Just hiring the venue costs a lot of money, and demonstrators, manufacturers, distributors don't want to pay lots of money for stands at shows. So you've got kind of like a vicious circle going on. So until such time as anyone organizing such a show can make some serious money, I'm guessing there won't be one in terms of what we knew it as before. So, and I know that will disappoint a lot of people, because I've had lots of people contact me about it over 4 or 5 years, but it's just the nature of the beast. And I think even if there was a magazine now, if the distributor, if the publisher didn't think they were going to make a lot of money, there wouldn't be a bass show. And we kind of saw it coming. And it wasn't helped by the fact that the previous owners of the show had paid quite handsomely for the name artists. So it then became a problem to maintain that with falling revenues. So it was what it was. But at least we had a great time, and we did some great shows. And people have great memories of it. And we had a blast, you know, we had a real blast. But I think the likes of that won't be seen again for some time, unless someone can do it and make money. You're not going to put a show on and make a loss. It makes no sense. But the cost of doing all this stuff is just so amplified since we came out of COVID that I don't know really what the solution to it is. But it'd be nice to do one day, but obviously I'm not part of the magazine or the publisher anymore, so I would be going as a punter, not as part of the staff. Matt Nolan, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Have you seen this nice new... Oh, I got a nice new bass that Sting has been playing live recently? I have. Yes, it's got a new Fender black thing. I haven't heard it. I haven't seen him on his recent shows. Last time I saw him was 2017 at Hammersmith, when he played an absolute stormer. But yes, I've seen the pictures. Have you been to one of the shows? Have you heard it? What's it like? I used to love his precision that he put a Moses graphite neck on, which is on the 1993 tour videos. There was a thing from Oslo, which was great. Sound he got off that was amazing. Saw him recently in Belfast. It sounded lush. Excellent. There we go. But you see, he has great backline. He has like alembic preamps, or he used to have. He would go around trying to find alembic preamps, and that would be his backline. So yeah, he makes most things sound pretty good. Let's be fair, he's not going to have a dodgy sound man, is he? So pretty much whatever he puts through his setup is going to sound good. That's good to know. Those old Fenders, he needs to put them away, because they start not falling to bits, but you know his Sunburst ones are worn through, and it doesn't do that wood much good getting carted from air-conditioned arena to air-conditioned arena. So it's probably some of the thinking is to preserve the old Ps. They're 70 years old, some of them. I don't know if you've been on here before, Matt, have you? Nice to see you anyway. Thanks for joining in. We've had a right array of people, so thank you everyone for coming out and getting involved tonight. It's great. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I was never a precision fan. For years and years and years, it was just like, can't be doing with it. Great recording basses, but not great in my eyes for live stuff. Completely done a U-turn on it. Get a good one. Sounds great. Just got to look at what you're doing, whether you're amplifying it or it's going through pedals or IEMs and stuff. Matt Nolan, have you got much gigs on this weekend? Few weddings on myself this week. What have I got? No, I've just got one festival on Saturday. which is really good. I'm looking forward to doing it, but it's inconveniently timed. We finish at 6:20, and I'm in Ipswich. So unless I can get a wedding gig out that way, there've been loads of gigs going on Facebook for this weekend, bands needing bass players, and I can't get there in time. Depending on where it is, I probably can't get to wherever a gig is, unless it's near Ipswich, before 8 o'clock. So I know there's been stuff on Facebook that's been down in Sussex and around sort of the M25, but I can't guarantee I can get there in time. Some of them are 8 o'clock starts, and I can't get there. So it's annoying. So no, just one gig for me this week, 3 or 4 next week, couple the week after, and then it kind of goes a bit weird in August. I've got some gigs, but not many. It's a bit of a weird August, but it is what it is. Matt Nolan, I try and change up when I play live, but I always fall back on the precision. Each to their own, my friend. Each to their own. I really only use this for doing Queen stuff. It doesn't come out otherwise. I like a bit of 3-band EQ. I'm that way inclined. But I did a Queen gig recently where I had this, and it just sounded amazing. It was like, wow, is that the same bass that I use often? So which gig was that? Oh, we were in Hull. I was doing a gig in Hull with Queen 2, and just sounded great. I was like, wish it sounded like that every gig. Sometimes it's the PA you're playing through, you know, on a decent stage, and suddenly it's like, whoa, it's just totally fills the frequency holes, you know. Anyway, I won't play that because I'll get hit with a copyright claim. Where you based, Matt? You full-time bass player? I'll do a quick shout out actually while things are a little quiet on here to all those who watch the live chats after the event. I really appreciate that. All the old ones from previously occasionally get views. I see it on the analytics and what have you. So if you watch any of the old live chats back, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. There are some pearls of wisdom and some nuggets of truth in there. But I can't do it without you guys. So, you know, thank you very much for turning up and getting involved and contributing to the live chat. It makes it worthwhile. Oh, you're in Belfast. Plenty of wedding function work. Yes, I've heard that going, but unfortunately not enough to go full time. Okay. An old friend of mine, Dave Marks, is based over there, originally from Belfast, I think. He was quite a name player here in the UK for a while. He used to work for the magazine. And I think during COVID, he's gone back to Belfast, but he commutes kind of between London and Belfast quite often. So if ever you bump into him on your bass travel, say hello. I had a funny thing the other day. Someone was advertising needed a bass player for some gigs, so I applied for it. And they were sounding me out about what I'd done and all of this. And the guy running the band clearly was, he sort of believed in his own abilities and stuff. And he started sort of questioning me about what I've done and what I haven't. And he said, right, so how do we know you're going to be sort of on time? I said, well... I said, because I'm 52 and I've done this as a career since I was 23. So, you know, I wouldn't have had the career I've had if I wasn't sort of on time and punctual and prepared and all of that. And he said, all right. So how many gigs have you done? I said 4,000 plus. And he went, you're joking, aren't you? I went, no. I said, I'm not joking. I've done over 4,000 gigs in my career. He said, you got to be lying. There's no way you could have done. I said, mate, I did. I have. And it's still going up. Yeah. I said, they're all listed out in my diaries. I said, I can tell you every single one. So you can dispute it all you like, but no, I've done 4,000 gigs. And so he booked me for a couple. Good man. Sorry, this is just noodling, by the way. Give a bass to any bass player and we'll start noodling. So if there's anything you'd like to see going forward on the channel, any ideas that you think you'd like, let me know. I don't often sort of offer that line of communication up, but I've got so much on my list of stuff that anymore, just add it to the list. And if I think it's got legs and it's valid, then I can look at it and produce some content about it. Yeah. Okay, I think we're kind of, things are slowing down a bit here. So I'm going to wrap tonight up. We've done 2 hours and 35 almost, so that's not bad going. So thank you very much to everyone who's got involved tonight. It's good to see you, good to be back. Going to be doing the live chats every Tuesday up until the middle of December. So 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, London time. I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here. If you've got any questions, any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Again, in the description box, you'll find affiliate links for a variety of retailers. If you've got any bass purchases, any purchases you make using the links in there will benefit the channel. We get a small affiliate commission. It all adds up to a bigger lump. You will find links there for channel merch, t-shirts, hoodies, caps, coats, a million things. So if you want Brooksy's Bass Corner merch, links are in the description box, and you'll also find the social media links there as well. So feel free to come and find us on the various social media channels. So if you've enjoyed this video, enjoyed the content, enjoyed the channel as a whole, please give it a thumbs up, which really helps. If you leave comments, that's fabulous. If you share the videos, that's also fabulous. Yeah, and that's pretty much how we roll. So I'm going to bid you good night. Thank you very much, everyone, for turning up, getting involved. It's been a blast. Good to see some old friends. Hopefully made some new ones as well. So take it easy, gang. Have a great week. If you're out playing this weekend, have a great time. Enjoy your gigs. Rock and roll on, frankly. Show them what bass players are all about. And hopefully see you next Tuesday. Back here, same time, same place, 8 o'clock, live chat 71, here on Brooksy's Bass Corner. There'll be loads of new content coming out this week. There'll be some shorts and some videos, longer form videos this week. So keep your eyes posted. So on that note, I'll bid you farewell. Have a great evening, what's left of it. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy. All the best.